Good evening, everybody. It's time again for your Rowdies Talk Radio, the Green and Gold Gospel.
Hey there, little Red Riding Hood, I got a problem and it's complicated. Going through changes and I just can't ignore the signs. They're there now and it's so loud it hurts. Hear me growl and hear me howl when the full moon is out. Hear me growl, you see me run, you see me jump. Try to fight, but I emerge with the prize in hand. You better watch out, it's gonna take more than what you got. All eyes are on me and the silence is deafening. There's no help against this full moon. Don't ever say I didn't warn you, because I came to play, 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 wow!
Good. I don't. It's not even good. Everything sucks. Like, I don't know. Hi, hello, friends. Welcome to the Unused Substitutes. I am Dan. I'm here with my co-host, who I think is a secret Orlando City fan. You don't see the messages he sends, guys. He's obsessed with their social media. I think he's going to leave this podcast for an Orlando City podcast. But here he is, our friendly neighborhood Orlando City fan, Ben.
Wow. Yeah. What an intro. Yeah. First of all, F Orlando. That's clear. They did do something on social media that I thought was pretty boss. Sorry. I'm not gonna shy away from that part, but that does not make me a fan. It only makes me mad that we're not doing it.
I'm going to
different.
send screenshots of your Orlando City love.
I'm sure they will love that. Oh my God. So hey, I'm doing great. No, like I actually feel like dog crap today, man. I don't know what's going on. I woke up not feeling great. I've been like popping these things like they're going out of style. It's great. Everything's great today. I had a great time. I'm having a great time. I had a great time at the game. I had a great time Sunday. Actually, I did have a good time Sunday because I didn't think about this team. And today wasn't terrible. So, yay.
That's
Back
good.
to you, Dan.
I'm doing great. It's beautiful up here. Sun is shining. My dogs are pretty well behaved. I don't know what my wife just said. She's quoting Finding Nemo. So, yeah. But everything's good. I mean, I can't complain. But I guess we got to bring the mood down a bit and talk about what happened on Saturday. Rowdies lost 3-0 to Rhode Island and are now the worst team in the USL Championship.
Yep, that's first.
And so the good times keep on rolling here in the Tampa Bay area. Happy 50th anniversary. Didn't really prepare show notes. I didn't take listener questions because it has been the same old for 8 of the 9 games this year. And I think we can start with a joke. I think a good joke here, and I'm not just talking about the performance on the pitch. We have thrown out a lot of spaghetti to see what sticks on the wall of formations, personnel, and it feels like Steve Coleman has listened every week. Maybe he should stop. Maybe don't listen to the 2 idiots with microphones, and maybe we can win a game.
It's just funny because you're right. Like we talked about, like, oh, what would we like to see? And sure enough, like the lineup comes out, and we both mentioned, like, is he watching? Is he listening?
If
I
he
mean,
is, he
it's
needs to
like-
stop because we're bad.
But here's the thing, though. Like I saw that lineup, and I was like, and I think a lot. Like if you look at the comments, a lot of people were like, "Dang, that's a dangerous lineup." And to be fair, it was for the first half of that game, and going into the first probably 10, 15 minutes of the second half until that second goal happened. I mean, dang, we look good. I mean, that first 20 minutes, we were all over them. I mean, all over them, dominated every level of play. I mean, just didn't give them anything, but it's just like something happened. I mean, I know what happened. 2 goals happened, and that kind of changes the way you play. But I mean, I was really happy with the lineup, and I there wasn't really any changes I would have made. I think everyone was pretty much where I would have probably had them. I was a little surprised. I don't know, is Castellanos injured or is he?
He wasn't on the bench, so I'm assuming he's injured because
Okay, that makes
I mean, this gets to a point that like later in the game, but that we should do a back three of Castellanos, Lasso, and Guillen, because as this is going to come up no matter what. But Lawrence Wyke red card kills any hope of any momentum, any kind. I don't want to be too harsh, but he is not the Lawrence Wyke we signed 3 years ago, 4 years ago under Neil Collins. Something has changed. Something's wrong. Maybe he needs to go to therapy. Maybe he needs to like take a vacation. He is not the same player. Mentally, he is just all over the place, and it's been a liability all season. And maybe it's the pressure of being out of position and this, that, and the other. He's not the Lawrence Wyke we know. I mean, the Lawrence Wyke, from the first go, was always a hothead, but he was always disciplined. That fire was channeled into his game. There's a lot more temper tantrums on the field. There's a lot more fight picking on the field. And, he's been, and part of the red card isn't like 98% of the red card is Lawrence Wyke. He should be like Forrest Lasso gets a yellow. You're not worried about a red. Like he controls his game. But Steve Coleman, I think any idiot could have watched that game, that second half especially. And I'm not calling Steve Coleman an idiot. I'm calling myself an idiot, and saw that Lawrence Wyke needed to come off 10, 15 minutes before he got that red card. And I think I also understand that our bench is weak. It is shallow. We don't have the depth to fully do that. But something neat like Lawrence Wyke, and because, Nyangabiri, while he's not there, and he's out hurt. So we're really thin on that side. But I mean, and which puts more pressure on Wyke, and you would hope that a professional athlete's response isn't to lash out more and get that red and let your team down. Because now we have nobody for next week. Because, the suspension. So we're really going to have to get creative again between injuries. And so the lineup was great. I would just, for the first, half of a half, 8 minutes of stoppage from all of the BS that happened, and then we got scored on. It seems like Rhode Island's scouting report worked, and that was just rocket shots from distance because we didn't let them get it really in the box. We shut down chances in the box. And so they just took it from beyond the 18, and and 3 out of them went in. And, there's reasons we didn't close down the midfield. There's too much of a gap and nobody's stepping because there's 100 reasons for this. And it's individual, it's scheme, it's a bunch of things. And I don't know, man. I don't know. I want to throw things. We've done this show now for 11 years, and this is the worst it has ever been. I think I felt worse after that Rhode Island game than I did Stu Campbell's Open Cup game, and that's saying something. And I don't know. I wish I had. My question for you is, what the F, man? What the F?
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you, and pretty much everything you said. I mean, I'm with you, and I think what's also tough with going out with that red is I think Moon stepped into that right back position. I thought he played really well. I was really happy to see the way he took over that role. It's like, man, if we could have saved ourselves that red card and going down a man, could it have made a difference? I mean, the realist in me says no, maybe prevents a third goal, right? But I think the optimist in me says at least he gives us a fighting chance, because he had moments of getting up the field and working that right side that I thought was really promising. Although going back to Wyke's red card, my initial feeling on it was kind of the same as yours. I was so frustrated with him. Because you're right. One of Neil's strengths was he was great at managing emotions and players and channeling or harnessing the whatever it was that got them fired up and focusing it in a positive direction. And man, since he's come back from Nashville, he just hasn't been the same player, and I don't think there's anyone there who knows how to do that. And that's not a knock at anyone on our staff. I mean, that was just. I think Neil was probably very much kind of that player as well, the way he played. So I think he was able to relate with him. But at the same time, I mean, he's a professional. Do I think the second foul was egregious, or do I think it was like an ugly foul? No, he was late on the ball. And when you're already on a yellow, I've gone back and watched it a few times. I don't think it's egregious. He's late. He's late. But it's
a yellow card offense.
100% agreed. It's the right call. Should have gotten the red. I agree. I'm just like, The foul itself, if if you didn't have a yellow card, I wouldn't care. But it's because you have to be smart enough as a defender to know Marty on a yellow, you got to pull out of that tackle. I mean, I get that a lot of these, like, it's easy for us to break it down after the after the fact because it's a bang bang play in the moment, so it happens too fast, and we get the joy of watching it back 3, 4, 5, 6 times in slow motion. Like, it's easy for us to make that call. I think in that moment, your instinct is to want to put your foot in, but you got to be smart enough. As I think it's worth calling him a veteran at this point of the league to know you've got to pull out of that. If you're not 100% going to get that ball, you've got to pull out, especially if you're on a yellow card, especially if you're a defender, especially if you're on a team that is lacking in depth. It just was frustrating. In the moment, I was on fire
Me too.
as he got that card. And I think you initially sent me something and I responded back. And I think you and I kind of were in the same place. It's just like, I was so mad. But I think, and one of the reasons, like we were talking, well, we didn't talk about here, we talked about separately, is there's a reason we wait to put the show out, right? And it's smart because I'll be honest with you, on Saturday night, I was ready to go scorched earth, man. I was not happy, but I mean that, yeah, I like I said, I was frustrated about Lawrence, but the team itself, I mean, I thought we did try to close down on some of those goals. And let's be honest, we just got beat by 3 elite goals. I'm sorry if you gave them that chance again. There is no way in hell any one of those 3 players is putting that ball in the same way again. Those goals were absolutely beautiful goals. I mean, the first goal, he hits it and it swerves left and then shoots to the right, where Campisi had no chance. Second goal, Harivo, gorgeous bender on the back, and it hits the post and goes in. Like, you cannot hit it any more perfect. And then the last goal, I mean, it was just wash, rinse, repeat. And I know that we try to step up to it, but haven't we talked about this before? When you're a team that's struggling to score goals, what should you do?
Big
You
shots.
should probably start taking shots from outside the box. Look what Rhode Island did. They're struggling to get in the box and finish chances. So what do they do? Start taking chances from outside the box.
Again, we gave them so much time and space. Maybe not on the first one, but Hevero had acres of space to, and same on the third one. He had plenty of time to look up and basically pick a shot. Like those two, the second and third goal, our midfield, our defense, like there was just nobody there. And like, I don't care that they're beautiful goals anymore. I'm done with the silver linings. Like we are dead last in the league, last in the league. Like we're not even like, and we're playing the second worst club, the worst club in the West, Lexington this weekend. And I don't know if we're going to win. I don't know if we'll get a point out of that. We're going on the road. We're awful. And so like, I feel bad because I love this club with my whole heart. And I do think the people involved, I know that the people involved care just as much as we do, if not more. It is their livelihood. We don't get paid for this. We just, so like, I know they want to do better. I know that these guys are like pissed off when they leave the stadium, and they should be. And I also know that if they're posting photos on the beach, having fun, I'm not going to be mad because they're adults and humans and are allowed to time off from their job. But like, I don't know anymore. Like I have really never been in this situation because we've already fired the coach. So like, at least when, that Open Cup game in Jacksonville lost, we woke up and Stu Campbell was gone, and we were like, okay. And then they were like, LOL, here's Neil Collins. He retired and is now your coach. We were like, what the F? But there was like, okay, like something's happening. We've done that already. So what else can we do? Like, I think that's part of the problem as fans is there's nowhere to put the anger anymore. Like, what are we going to do? Demand the Rays sell the team? Yeah, we can do that. But sometimes be careful what you wish for there. Like, especially in lower division soccer, you never know what you're going to get. And like the Rays, before we get to like sell the team because of their baseball side, I want them to invest. Like, I want them to try, like, get me a general manager right now and maybe bring in a player or two. Like Birmingham brought in players. Why aren't we? Like, bring in a striker, bring in a right back, bring in some midfield if Cammy and Lewis are going to be out. Like, things are not working.
Right.
I think we're at the point where it's like, okay, you fire the coach, great. Now do something. Like, that's not enough. You did it 4 games into the season. We've doubled that or more. Do something. And I think, but again, there's a frustration because nobody knows where to focus this anger right now. And like, I don't either. And it's weird. It's a very weird situation to be in. Like I said, we've never had to. This show, I kind of miss Matt because maybe he would be the voice of reason for both of us right now and make some stupid ass joke to diffuse the whole thing. But also, I think he'd be pissed. I mean, we're all pissed. I think I think the tell for me that we're not overreacting is that Mike Pendleton is pissed. And if Mike Pendleton is pissed, like, I don't mean to name drop random people, but if Mike is pissed, he's usually the voice of reason for the Rowdies and for Roma for me. So actually, Jurgen Klopp might sign for Roma. Let's talk about good news. Jurgen Klopp might sign for Roma, and then
That's never going to happen.
I don't know.
He's too good. You guys don't deserve him.
Is it because we're Italian? You anti-Italian bastard.
I mean, let's be honest. Y'all are trash, and he's above Italian soccer. And Italy doesn't deserve the glory that is Klopp. The smile and the glasses, they don't deserve it. Just period. Don't deserve it.
I hope it happens. Just to rub it in your face.
Italy is so toxic with their fan bases. They don't deserve the greatness that is Klopp. They just don't. Period. End discussion. I refuse to give that. But I mean, no, I'm with you, man. It's like, you're right. I find myself at the end of the game really angry and really frustrated. But I'm like, you're absolutely right. It's like, what else are we supposed to do? What else can we do? I mean, I can't ask them to change do the lineup change again. They've done that how many times? We have put in every assortment of, outside of just playing a bunch of teenagers at this point. What else are we supposed to do? What else is Steve Coleman supposed to do? I mean, what else we've tried lineups. We've changed up. We keep getting players injured. We kind of roll people back in, put them on the field. We've changed positions. We've done all the things that you're supposed to do. I mean, at this point, the thing that's killing us is finishing. And that's really what it boils down to. Finishing is absolutely killing us. And it's not like we're not taking chances. I mean, heck, look at the shot that Whoops had, that rocket off the bar. Yeah, I know I don't want to use the thing like we've been unlucky, but we've been very unlucky with some of our finishing. But to go with that though, it's like, you're right. I still need to see some investment from ownership. And I mean, go hire a general manager. Go show, even if it's not building for this year, show me the investment that there is a plan going forward. Show me that there is, we're heading somewhere. Because right now, what kills me is that we don't know where we're going, and we're like, is this just? Are we just blindly going? Is the is the compass destroyed, and we're just blindly sailing into the storm, and whatever happens happens? Like, that's not a plan. And that's just something that this club doesn't do. And I mean, I refuse to accept that as somebody who has not just worked for the team, but supported this team. It obviously does the show with you guys. I mean, talk to the fans. I talk to my friend. Like, I'm fully invested in this thing. And like, you see people are turning. And like you said, with Mike, I mean, people are shying away. We're on, like, if you want to keep fans engaged, even in this rough time, which I get it, these things happen. This is just a rough season, and I'm willing to accept that this is a tough season. I know we're injury riddled. You had people in positions that were never supposed to be there. I'm willing to accept where we are, but I need to know that there's a plan. And I don't see it. I don't feel it. And it's frustrating because you're asking for my unwavering support. But what are you giving me in return? Just giving me Saturday's games isn't enough, And I'm it's just frustrating because I see the guys that are healthy and that are out there. I know they're working hard, and like you said, like, they all care. They're human beings. They're working their butts off. It matters to all of them, But at some point, we have to. I don't say we have to. I would hope that we see some investment from the team. I mean, I'm not asking for an elite striker, an elite midfielder, a defender. Bring in backup. Bring in some people and help us, right the ships. Just make things a little more stable right now. I mean, it's just rough to watch. I mean, we're working with what we got, and kudos to Steve Coleman for doing what he can do with this lineup. I mean, any one of you out there that thinks you're going to do something different or better or more than what he's currently doing out there, good luck to you. I honestly think he's made good substitutions. I think he's made good changes. I think he's tried to put out every lineup. He's done everything we've talked about, which means he is trying to figure it out too. He is trying to, and he's the one out there at practice with these guys a week. He's the one in the locker room with the coaches trying to establish what the best line of attack is going to be. He's the one in there, looking at the other teams, stats and stuff and figuring out where we can find a piece here and there to get ourselves ahead in these games. What more is he supposed to do? I don't know. I'm ranting. I'm frustrated. I don't know, Dan. I don't know.
I mean, so I wrote two little pins down here. Are we unlucky? I mean, it feels that way because like shooting wise, finishing wise, right? Like it just, whoops off the bar, keepers playing out of their mind, making unreal saves. It is, but also this has been a problem last year. Like if you read Nicholas Murray or even John Morrissey's bits about the Rowdies in the last year when we fired Nielsen, about how all of our underlying numbers are good, shot creation, shots taken, all of these things, our XG, but our finishing numbers are abysmal, and they're even worse this year. And like, no offense to anybody, players or front office or anybody, but if your numbers are bad and you have two strikers that played and then they get worse and you kept the one with the worst finishing numbers and didn't really bring in an experienced person to buoy them, what did we expect? Like, I'm not trying to take shots at players, but we lost the guy who kept our conversion rate up and we didn't replace him. Like, usually the Rays way, if I want to put weight on that, is like, if you lose a talented player, you make up for it. You make up for the batting average or the home runs, the run creation. Let's try to keep it the run creation with other run creators. We didn't really bring back Cal's goals in any way, shape, or form, or his finishing in any way, shape, or form. So what is the plan? Like you said, like we feel rudderless in a storm and we're just kind of being buffeted. And I don't blame Steve Coleman too much because he's just, this wasn't his plan and he's just trying to make it work and keep the ship afloat. So there needs to be minimum, in my opinion, like either Brian Auld, Matt Silverman, Ryan Helfrich, Steve Coleman, all of the above, like a combination of the above. And they need to get the season ticket holders in a room and let them know what the heck is going on, like what their plan is, what is going on. Because I think the supporters deserve at least that, like something like, hey, we are trying, this is our goal, this is our plan, bear with us. Because you and I have talked about it the whole time, between expectations and standards. No standard is being met. Like, I mean, maybe the effort out of most of the guys is being met for the standard, but for the club, this is unacceptable. Like, as a supporter, as a fan, this is unacceptable, and something needs to be done. And firing Robbie Nielsen 4 matches in wasn't the answer. Obviously, like, could Robbie have done better? Probably not. We'd probably be in the same spot. So
Probably.
like, so what do we do? Like, I don't know. And I think that's you're right. We don't need an elite striker. We just need somebody who can finish,
Yes.
And like, I would take a veteran that can come in and take over this locker room and help out like Guillen and Lasso and Hilton to like buoy this team again. Like, that'll hold them accountable and recreate a standard here. Like, for another outside soccer analogy, like Dave Andrewchuk with the 2003-2004 Lightning, like an old guy in the twilight of his career that can do something, that can do one thing, and do that one thing well, and hopefully it's banging. Seba Gonzati, get him from Detroit, get him back in, like let him finish it. Yeah.
Of his career, look, at this point, I'm not against it. I mean, we've got to do something because, and look, I love Manu. And
Me too.
I think I've had a chance to talk to him a couple times. Wonderful guy. Man, from last year to this year, he looks like he's laboring on the field. I don't know if there is something going on and he's just pushing through it. And if that is the case, I appreciate you trying to push through it, but it's just not working. And the team needs to be able to recognize that. To your point, is the team needs to recognize that he's laboring. And as much as I like Mustali, he's a kid. He's going to have moments where he might do great things, but he is not going to carry an offense the way a veteran would in a professional setting. He's just not. And we have nobody to replace him. And it doesn't seem there's anybody else coming in to help with that. And it's clearly a problem that we have as a team. And it's, I don't know. I mean, maybe what you said was maybe that's a good idea. Maybe it's not. I don't know. I don't know if the Rays would even entertain it. But yeah, I mean, there needs to be something. I mean, look, the standard is there. The expectation is there because this is the way, this is what the franchise has done. And I don't want to drop my standard or my expectation just because of an off year, and the club shouldn't expect me to either. So if I'm wanting to hold the Rays, I don't know if it's a Rays, but whoever it is that makes that decision, hold their feet to the fire. It's like, hey, I need you to do this. I need you to show me that you're trying. I need to show me that there is a direction because it matters that much and it should matter that much to you. I know that it's not easy, just as easy to go out there and find pluck a couple players from around and bring them in. I know it's not easy. I get that. If that were the case, there'd be a ton more GMs out there, but at the same time, I do expect you to be out there looking for players. I do expect you to be doing that, to hold the standard that you have asked us to hold you to, and the way that you've held this club for the last 5-6 years. So that is my expectation. It is what I expect from the organization. That is, that has been so important to us. The reason we have this show. I mean, the reason you've got the Rebler guys, the reason you've got, the mob section, Skyway Casuals, all these fans, all these new, like, it's because of an expectation that you set. We didn't set that. You set that. And we followed up and we followed suit. There's a reason the crowd was so light. I mean, a fireworks night usually has a little bit better crowd. Man, I don't know how well it showed on TV, but I'm saying I'm sitting there in midfield and it looked really light. I mean, whatever the announce was, I don't think it was that high. I don't think there's any chance. I mean, and there was the fans not showing is a direct reflection of how we all feel. The only difference is we showed up. And I think it's fair of us to ask that of, our team, our organization.
I don't want to get into Rays and attendance talk. That's
I know. Yeah, let's not do that, probably. But I mean, you get what I'm trying to lean at.
I was just making a joke. But yeah, you're 100% right. But I do want to push back. Like, I want to put this on the Rays, right? Like, mostly because, hear me out. Like, we fire the coach because he's not making it work in the locker room. Results aren't there. Now that we've done that, there's only a group of people, an ownership group, whoever's managing. I think it's Alden Silverman is still the duo. I haven't paid too much attention. That is now their job to make sure that the front office, that Helfrich, Nico, everybody else in that office, and your coaches are in a position to succeed. This roster is not in a this roster is not putting the coaches in a position to succeed, and the current coaches are not putting this roster in a position to succeed. Like, it is. So this is 100% on management. And there's an episode when the Rays bought. When it was announced or something, I said I would die for Matt Silverman, and I still would. I trust Matt Silverman with my life. Brian Auld, maybe not so much, but that's I think that these are smart guys that can do this, but I need them to either hire soccer people and get out of the way, or actually buckle down and understand that soccer, football, whatever you want to call it, isn't baseball, and you can't just moneyball your way through it. And youth movements in baseball are different because you can plug in different algorithms, basically. It doesn't work like that in soccer. I've read several books about trying to moneyball soccer, and quantitatively, mathematically, they say 50% of soccer is luck, of random bounces and things like that, and you can't quantify that. So you can't, legitimately, you can't moneyball soccer when half of it is just statistically wild cards. So hire soccer people. There are plenty. I don't care. Get Ricky Hill, if he's still in England, get him back here and have him scout, or have him interim coach. I don't care. I don't care at this point. Even Stu can't. Okay, let's not get carried away.
No. I was with you. I was like, yeah, no, hold up, no.
But get Ricky Hill, get Pete soccer people in here. I mean, that can do this.
Get Perry Vanderbeek back in. Bring somebody who knows this league, knows these players, knows these franchises, has the contacts out there. Absolutely 100% agree. We need somebody in that role. Sorry, I cut you off. Go ahead.
No, you're 100. That's exactly it. Just find. There are plenty of people around this league that have been fired and are unemployed, or that have players that have retired that can take on a GM that know people. Get try to get Jochen Graf off his agent side and get him to come in. He knows the players. Pay him make him a consultant. Something. John Morrissey was our consultant. A couple years back under Neil. Call him up. I don't care. Call Kaylor Hodge who is also on the U.S. I don't care. Don't call us. We're idiots. But,
Yeah, that's true. Well, definitely me. Maybe not so much you. That's fine.
Just call, like, do something. And I also think, like, the Rays organization, their upper management, as we've seen from Stu Sternberg down with dealing with the Rays, is very aloof for about, like, there's separation between the fans and then the organization. And it's kind of like, that doesn't work. Also, that also doesn't work in soccer. Like that's you need to communicate. Supporters are the lifeblood of this club, and you're not going to get anywhere without them. And so you need to that's why I said, like, do a town hall. Just take some questions, I know, like, give us Steve Coleman and Brian Ald and Matt Silverman for this show. Like, we can do a panel. I will take some questions. We'll weed out the harmful ones and the mean ones, and we can have a discussion. And like, I will gladly do that and just try to figure out what the F is happening. Like, the questions need to be asked and a plan needs to be explained, because you can't trust a process if you don't know what the process is. And right now, it doesn't feel like there's a process anything other than a nosedive into a cliff. And this club is a historic club where, as everybody knows, 50th anniversary. Yes, there are always down years in an organization, but this is well. Like, a down year for the Rowdies was last year squeaking into the playoffs. That should be our
Right.
bottom. Not bottom of the USL Championship. Like, that is unacceptable. That might work for Miami. That could have worked for Loudoun. That is not the Rowdies' way, and it is unacceptable. And the Rays organization, like the Matt Silverman, Brian Ald, and whoever else is running the management of this club, needs to know it. And I know Ryan Helfrich is probably feeling the pressure. I know, I know the guys that have lived this club for their whole career basically knows that. I just think, I feel like the upper level doesn't, and there's a disconnect, and we need Rowdies focused people, be it for everything, and they need to let this club do its soccer thing without whatever this is.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you. Right? It's like, acknowledge the fact that we know the times are tough right now, and we are actively looking to try and find players, or we are actively working to try and find a way to improve our situation. Don't even have to give us a specific anything to show us that you're invested and you are trying and that you are aware and that you acknowledge that what we're saying matters. Because, like you said, I mean, the fans, supporters are the lifeblood of this game. And yeah, I mean, it's like that would be huge, but I just don't know if we get it. It's not what they do with the Rays. It's not what they do here. It's just not the way they operate.
And that needs to change, because we're not the Rays. This isn't baseball. And I get it. Like I said, I used to dye my hair blue. I've lived and breathed the Rays way. I understand what I'm getting into. But that is why I'm saying that doesn't work here, and that is, I think, why I'm so frustrated, because I also know the Rays front office is very insular, and I also know they don't like to change their way, and they don't like deviation. And it's like, okay, but this is a different system. Like, this is a different algorithm. I know they're math nerds, like New York math nerds, and this is a different algorithm, a different set of equations. You can't be using the same formula for soccer that you do baseball. And here, I'm trying to give you a cheat sheet. Let's go. Let's change it. Let's work, and let's figure this out together.
Yep. Well, especially when there are, like you said, there are players out there. There are people available. I mean, I don't need elite players brought in. What I need are bodies. Players that know this league, that know how to play, that are healthy and ready to come in and help fight with us through the end of the year. And that is the expectation. Nothing more than, hey, we will give you the rest of this year. All we're asking for you to do is give us 110%. That's all we can ask from you. I mean, that's fine. And if they can do that, I'll be happy. I can't ask them any. I just
want character guys. I want character guys. Yeah. I want guys that are going to pull this team out of whatever malaise is in that locker room and bring it to the standard of the badge. And, that's it. That's all I'm asking for. I don't, like you said, we don't need, some star from, whoever in this league. Like, find me an aging guy that, has a little bit left in his legs, that can stand at the top of the 18, get a pass, and bang in some goals. Like, I'll take Joe Cole, like the USL Joe Cole. Like, I don't care. We just need people in there to rebuild this culture. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that Aaron, Leo, Lewis, and Forrest and whoever aren't trying. But there's a lot of these guys have been together for so long that some of those moves don't work anymore. We've heard it all before. I said it before, but like the Derby County, Nottingham Forest, like Brian Clough, when things used to get bad for him, his first thing was sign 2, 3 new players, inject new life, create competition in other ways, and it would just re-energize the club. It would change dynamics, and people would get going. We need to do that. We need more competition up top because it's either Rubens or Arteaga and maybe Mustali who just now got thrown into the mix. So like they need to earn those spots. They need to fight, but like if you're going to start 2 and only 1 earned the spot, then, the other one's holding us down. And there needs to be more competition and more energy coming from training and things. I don't know. I really don't think I've ever been this angry and ranty on a podcast for them before, but I am heated. I think Casey has been texting, making fun of me to her friends.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm with you there. And I mean, like, that's like even me with my rants. I'm kind of getting to a point where I don't have anything else to say. I just, on top of the fact that I don't feel very good, I don't have a lot more to say. I mean, I'm tired. And I'm tired because I don't feel good. But I'm also tired because I just, Saturdays, even when we lost, I was optimistic coming out saying, like, I know we can write this. And I think where I'm feeling right now is I don't know that we can. It's not that I'm losing faith. I just, again, my earlier analogy, I feel like we are blindly going into a storm. And okay, will we make it through the storm? Yeah. I mean, the Rowdies as an organization isn't going to fold. Like, that's not going to happen. That's the ship, right? But damn, man. I mean, I don't know what to do going forward. I'm not hearing anything from the organization to let me know how we're going to move forward. I'm basically I'm forced here to just accept the situation for what it is, and that's not good enough. It shouldn't be good enough for you. It's not good enough for me. It's not enough for these players. And I'm not saying that the team or the fans or the player or anyone feels that that is the case, but it's how it feels. And it's just it's frustrating because I'm watching the guys train today at the stadium, and man, they look great. I mean, they're firing. They're all fired up today. They're moving fast. They're loud. They're talking. They're moving. They're making great plays. They're scoring goals. They're high fiving. They're tackling each other hard. Like, I mean, they're going hard in training. I mean, like, all this stuff is there. It's like, there's just, I know there's no perfect fix to this, and maybe my expectation has to be lowered a little bit to maybe say I don't need everything to be fixed. I need investment. I need I need there to be a rudder and somebody at the helm saying, "Hey, I know this is going to be a rough ride, but this is where we're headed, and we're going to get there together." And I don't feel like we have that. And I don't know if that comes from front office, if that comes from the team, if that comes from ownership. I just don't know. And it's the one thing that I feel like we're missing right now. Because yeah, I mean, like again, like we talked about that we've tried multiple different, we've tried multiple different people in positions. Steve Coleman likes a guy that can play multiple positions. We've done that. We have tried different setups. I mean, I don't know what more we're supposed to do. And I don't want to keep taking this thing negatively. It just, again, I don't feel good, man. I'm like, this whole thing just breaks it more trouble, more frustrating because I just don't have an answer and I don't know what to say. And I'm feeling it too, guys. I mean, I feel as much as y'all do.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard for us to be positive when there haven't been positives. Sure, we can say the first 20, 30 minutes of the match on Saturday were great, but there's still 60 plus minutes to go. And I'm tired of searching for silver linings here because where is that getting us? We're still getting a poop storm upon our heads. Like, I'm trying not to curse, I'm trying to behave. We can talk about this. We could rant and rave and, for another 30, 40 minutes about this, but we would be
No.
repeating ourselves.
Yeah, I think I'm at that point
Yeah.
already.
So we play Lexington. We go to Kentucky this week for our first USL Championship meeting because they're newly promoted side. As I said, like they just lost to Tulsa this past match. They are in the basement of the West. So it's basically the battle of the basement on who's going to continue to be the worst team in the league, not where you want your club being. Thankfully, we have not instituted promotion and relegation in this league yet.
Right, no kidding.
But we can call this a relegation battle because I'm sure if we were trying to apply to go to the USL League, whatever the Premier League is going to be, this is hurting our application.
No, right? How's the flagship team in Tampa with the club going to, or with the USL as a whole, not going to be in that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, you look at Lexington too, and I've watched. I mean, again, highlights are always the best of whatever they're doing. I mean, God, this is not a good looking team. I said the same thing about Rhode Island though. Like, I didn't think Rhode Island was a very good team, but wow, there's a lot of similarities here. But I mean, they've let in 17 goals just like we have. I mean, if there's a positive there, if you're a team that can't score goals, this is the team to do it on, man. I mean, I get that playing away is tough. Maybe we need to get away for a little bit. Maybe that 5 home games in a row is too much. I mean, being away for a weekend might be nice. I don't know, but
Right.
I
I don't
know.
know. I will say, I think in hindsight, we undersold Rhode Island, our, the USL runners up from last year. They didn't make too many changes. So, like, there was always that spark of brilliance that they could potentially. I mean, we were a poop sandwich. Like, it was,
I think we were right to call them what we called them.
yeah. I mean, they're not great.
We made them look good. They had to score 3 bangers to beat the now worst team in the division.
But they did score 3 bangers. We couldn't even score 1. I mean, I'm just saying, I think Lexington is worse than Rhode Island on paper, on everything. Like, I think, again, Rhode Island is still the current USL like runner up in the playoffs last year. I think they have a lot of quality.
You're right.
And, they might just be turning the corner that we can't seem to even find. A result isn't like against Lexington is imperative at this point, like for our hope for the future. If we want to maybe try to pretend this season is still alive, a result here is like imperative. I don't know. I don't want to drop my expectations or my standards and say like whatever happens happens, because if we lose, I'm going to be pissed because again, this Lexington was a League One side last year. They are bad this year in the USL Championship, and our standards dictate that we should beat them, even on the road. So we will see. I really don't know. I don't hope for the best, but expect the worst. I feel like Stephen Cundiff, and I hate every second of this. Like,
You're sitting next to your wife. You'll never be Stephen Cundiff.
that's true, because as soon as I put this microphone down, I can go hug a woman, something Stephen Cundiff will never do.
Womp, womp, womp. I mean, look, in a moment of where I feel fine, I will say this. I mean, look, my expectation is we win this weekend. And if we lose, it better not be for the same reason we've been losing, even though that might be the case. But again, I want to see this team continue to fight every game. I mean, if you're going to go against the second worst team and you are the worst team, and you don't want to be the worst team, you got to beat that team. And I know that's deep thoughts with Ben. Sorry, I'm a little delirious at this point. Just ride the wave, kids. We're almost done here. I have every reason to believe that we can beat this team. We have the talent to do it. We've shown moments of brilliance. We just haven't put to complete the games together, and we can't finish the ball. Well, this is a chance to do it. You know what? Wash away everything else happened up to this point. For you guys that are starting going forward, set a new standard for yourself, and just continue to fight. I mean, at this point, that's all I can ask of everyone in that locker room. If any of you happen to listen to this or listen to a clip of this, the only thing that you can do is continue to fight. And if you're willing to continue to fight, I'm willing to continue to fight. And that's what I need for my team. That's separate from the front office. That's separate from ownership. That's separate from everyone else, fan support. This is me directly to the staff and to the players. I just need you to continue to fight. And if you're willing to continue to do that, I'll continue to show up and I will continue to fight and support and defend you guys as well. And that's all I can ask at this point.
Yep, I 100% agree that my words are for the players: control what you can control. That's your game on the pitch. The coaches can only control their game plan and how they manage that. Just focus on that. The fans and the supporters, we can scream, yell, gripe, bitch, moan for 6 days a week. But on game day, support, because we can't give up and expect them to keep fighting, the players in the club to keep fighting. We can't abandon them. It's part of the contract of being a supporter of a club, good times, bad times. But I'm there no matter what. I will be fighting for it. I think that's why like this podcast partly exists, so we can vent and work through this. A way of supporting, we can talk rationally about, what's happening and demand better. But, for those 90 plus minutes when they're on the field, we support. I might make fun of them on Blue Sky or, in person verbally because I'm all the way in New York. But it's, they're at my club. I love these guys. I'm going to support them no matter what. I'm going to keep fighting. I expect them to keep fighting. And if you don't want to keep fighting, being a supporter or a player or in the front office, bye. Get out. We don't need you here.
Yep.
You're done.
100% agree.
So we'll just keep going and see where it goes. I mean, I am hopeful for a win. I think this club is too talented to not. But, the way the season's going, realistically, it's a coin toss. Any other year, playing against the worst team in the West should not be a coin toss. Because it's not even like we're traveling to the West Coast. It's just Kentucky. Like, it's not a massive road trip. Like, in the scheme of the United States. So, it's just, can we put it together on the road? And we will see, like everybody like to make fun of, we only beat Miami. Well, guess what? We're worse than Miami. So maybe that win wasn't so bad. But
yeah, where is Miami? They're in 7th? Oh, God. I would kill for, well, hold on. No, they're in 9th. I'd kill for 9th.
Yeah, I'd kill for
No, they're in 7th. What am I talking about? Yeah, Indy's in 9th. I'd kill for 9th at this point. Yeah, I'm with you, man. Look, I think we can do it. I think we can pull results out. Again, to the people that can only control what happens on the field, just fight. That's all I can ask you is fight. You fight and I'll fight. And we'll see where we end up at the end of the game. And we'll go from there. And we'll talk about it the following week.
Yeah, we'll be back. So I think that's it. Do you got any we love yous?
Not this. No, not off the top of my head now.
I am going to look into the camera and I'm going to say all of these guys, Aaron Guillen, Forrest Lasso, Lewis Hilton, Danny Crisostomo, Campisi, Blake Bodley, Nick Moon, all these guys fighting for that badge. We may be harsh. This might have been a pretty angry episode, and I think you'll agree with us on why. I think you all have been around long enough to know what this game entails. It's not personal. We know that you guys need to be put in a better position to win, but we have your back. Like a family member who needs to be smacked around a little bit, we're going to take it like that. We love this club. We love everybody involved, top to bottom. So we're just going to end on a, nice note here. Come on, you Rowdies, get that result on the road, and let's get the bike done. Let's just get the bike done. Just finish this job. Just do it.
Yeah, Nike, just do it.
No, we're not with Nike anymore. We're Charlie.
All right. On that note, I just had to plug it. Okay. We're out. Love you guys. Come on, you Rowdies.
The Rowdies run here, the Rowdies run there, they kick the ball around. The Rowdies run here, the Rowdies run there, and then they fall on the ground. Oh, the Rowdies, the Rowdies, the Rowdies are kicking the grass. When the Rowdies play soccer, it's a sight to behold. You'll swear they'll be devils with magical toes. You'll laugh, you'll cheer, you'll leap from your seat when they kick with their head instead of their feet. The Rowdies run here, the Rowdies run there, they kick the ball around. The Rowdies run here, the Rowdies run there, and then they fall on the ground. Oh, the Rowdies, the Rowdies, the Rowdies are kicking the grass. When the Tampa Bay Rowdies take the field, there's a roar. The fans' royal fannies to the team.